The SFD story started about 4 years ago when Peter Hawkins and Isabel Blackett did a scoping study on urban sanitation and were struggling with how to get across the messages of the complexity of urban sanitation, how to make it more impactful. And so they collaborated with Andy Peel and Barbara Evans of the University of Leeds, who they contracted and who took the challenge forward and came up with the SFD in this collaborative effort. There were papers published in 2014, I believe, and then the bank then started using the SFD in its 12 cities study, and then in a deeper dive study of 5 cities, which we've just finalised now in 2016. So within the World Bank, we're now using SFDs. We have our first project document in which we present an SFD for Lusaka in Zambia. We use it as an advocacy tool within the World Bank and with our clients who are the counterpart governments with whom we prepare our projects. A case where the SFD was very useful for us, it was in fact a recent discussion we had in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania with the Minister of Water, in which we demonstrated that the proposed World Bank project would take the level of sewerage coverage from 10% to 30% with a lot of investment, but that we'd still at the end of the project be leaving out 70% of the population who were dependent on on-site sanitation. So by presenting the SFD to the Minister and his team, we were able to get him to agree that we needed to have a significant on-site sanitation component for the project to look at the other 70% of the inhabitants of Dar es Salaam who were reliant on on-site sanitation. So I think that the potential of SFD is great. It's an excellent advocacy tool. I like the fact that it's pictorial, it's impactful. You see it and you get it very quickly. We need to continue using it as an advocacy tool with our counterparts in governments. We need to use it as an advocacy tool within development institutions such as the World Bank and others, so that development institution staff also understand that it isn't just about sewers, it's about looking at the whole sanitation service chain, on-site and reticulated. And we need to use it to influence consultant firms who do a lot of the design of urban sanitation projects, consultant firms in the north and consultant firms in the south, so that we influence them so that they're thinking more creatively about urban sanitation solutions. I understand where the logic comes for calling it a shit flow diagram, and the issue of we have to get beyond the taboo, we need to talk about what this really is about. However, we have to be, and we use it a lot within our own circle, in which we're very comfortable doing that now, but we have to think about how does it come across when we are using that term with a minister or with other government counterparts. And if we want to make sanitation attractive to the mainstream, if we want to make the case, maybe we need to really think about how we use the terminology, and maybe we should be calling it fecal waste flow diagram, for example. Also, it's not just a shit flow diagram. Wastewater has shit in it, but it's not just shit. It's shit plus flushing water plus grey water, oftentimes plus storm water. So it's actually, it doesn't fully represent what it is as well. I understand the logic behind it again, but I think we need to, if we want to use it and make the case beyond our own circle, then we need to think about how this is seen in other countries and how it's seen when it's translated, because the word merda in Portuguese you wouldn't use that in the sanitation sector. It doesn't come across well.